That's amazing.
Yeah, you know why? It's called leftovers from last night. I did ground turkey and vegetables and little mini pasta, and we're having. I just realized I was like, thank God. I'm like I had a whole bunch left over, so that's what we're having.
Making some ground turkey, but my stuff isn't cooked yet, so I'm cooking it from scratch.
Oh, Charles, yep, I did that last night, and then I just happened to look going, oh, goody, I don't have to cook from scratch tonight. Hallelujah.
No, my plan is to get it all done in 45 minutes. I already turned my oven on. I'm going to make me some kale.
Oh, yes, you better go and eat right. Oh, Charles, took you out.
Some kale and some turkey. And
Yummy.
what I do is I make kale chips and I eat them. You know, I have them
Ooh.
for a snack and I make them in bulk so that I just have a
Yummy.
whole bunch of kale.
Really? Kale
Yeah.
chips? How do you cook it? I never heard of that.
Get some parchment paper. I take some parchment paper and then I put it on my little sheet right here, and then you take the kale and then you take all of the stems off of the kale.
Okay.
You just put a little bit of olive oil like onto the parchment paper, and then you like squeeze the kale around, put some salt or pepper, whatever you want to season it with.
Okay.
Preheat the oven to 450, put the kale on, and then put it on a nice like a layer sheet, and then you bake it for like 20 minutes on one side and then like 10 minutes on the other side, maybe even less, and it caramelizes them.
Get out.
And it makes them crunchy from the natural flavors inside of it. And then when they're done, they're crunchy and they're chips, and you just eat them.
Oh my God. Okay, cause cool. Cause I just got kale the other day, and my mom she got us a Ninja, one of the Ninja blenders, the Ninja juicers. Those blades are sharp. So I've been doing my kale like as a smoothie, as a green, like a green smoothie, like my kale and my cucumber, my ginger, just to get just to keep nutrients in my body and hydrated. I'm liking the idea of kale chips better.
Oh, Renee, and it's a good way to freak your mind out, which is why they're so good. It takes the crunch away because your taste buds crave crunch and texture. So the kale chips allow you to still have the texture of a potato chip.
Oh yay!
Nowhere near, obviously. It's you're basically eating kale with a little bit of olive oil that's been caramelized.
How is that? Because I love crunch, Troll.
Girl, you know me and you love a crunch. And
like the potato. I try to stay away from the potato chips, and sometimes we'll do the popcorn with the sea salt. You know what I mean, for the kids, for the roughage. But I mean, or pretzels. Like I try to get something that's like less, not that much salt, or if it's whole wheat or something. But I like to
fill the void. This will fill the void.
I'm gonna make some tomorrow because I just got a whole bunch of kale to blend to drink. I think I'm gonna just do the bake it.
And literally, it just slides right off of the stem with your hands, like just straight right off.
Right.
And I'll send you a picture of the big pile that I made like 3 weeks ago. Girl, I started chomping on those things, and that's all she wrote. And they help with your digestion. So
yeah. Well, that's why my mom started turning me on to the kale too, because she was like, "Oh, this is another great way for you to digest everything else." And I was like, "Okay, so I'm drinking
keep clean."
But that's fair, so Ricky.
Kale chips. So now I don't even like when I have big hot dogs or hamburgers. Like I'll have kale chips
with it
instead of like French fries or like potato chips.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, because it'll help whatever else you just ate too, because it takes longer for the meat to digest in your body too.
Exactly. So I still get the crunch and I get a good digestion and.
It's all about the crunch for me. I would have never thought to bake it in the oven and put the little olive oil in. All good, because I just got. Let me see. The kids love couscous.
Oh, couscous, yeah.
I like the couscous too. Usually Peter, like, I don't know, I'll probably end up doing like a big thing of brown rice for him when he gets in. Because like he'll eat heavy before he has to go train and work at the karate school. But then when he gets home, he's hungry. But then a lot of the times his system's just like, oh, I just need something small. So like either I'll do brown rice or soup or something. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Going to sleep on a whole bunch of food. Not unless we've just done a 2.5-hour show or something, and then we're out. And that's a whole different story.
But sometimes your body and your metabolism just want something small to,
digest. Yes.
Get some food in, digest, say that you've eaten, you have your nutrients and keep it moving.
Yep, yeah, totally. Yeah, because yesterday I kept telling him, well, of course, when you're sitting home and you're like watching all these cool commercials, and I was sitting the other night and I saw like, they show you like a big steak and a big nice lobster tail. I'm like, oh, honey, we have to have surf and turf. But I know that it'll be a small piece of beef because it takes so long to digest. And I try to do turkey, and then one night it's either beans or, no meat. You know what I mean? But proteins from somewhere else. Because just too much meat is not good.
No, it's not good. It's hard to digest. And I got sick from too much meat when I was in Uruguay. And, my body wasn't able to digest it. And it wasn't It was
Oh.
not pretty at all. So I had to like go back to eating, believe it or not, like top ramen, like straight up.
Oh.
Yes, like I had to eat the broth and like basic noodles because my body could not even the fruits and stuff there
Uh-huh.
from the water wasn't good. So like all I can eat was like basic, like just broth.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, Ricky.
and yeah, because my I know because the meat, it's all of those hormones. It's just my body got so sick and I wasn't
Yep.
able to process it.
Yep, that's like the same thing in Europe too. If you ate too much of the meats or anything that was too heavy, because they just cook it differently than we're used to eating it. And
Exactly.
then your body's like, why do I feel heavy? Why is everything just like, it feels like there's a rock in there? That's not pretty.
Oh, it's not pretty. So that I had to like my
Especially when
body
you gotta
felt
dance. That
to
is
eat
not pretty.
chemicals in order to get like my body to feel better. Like my body felt more healthy after eating like, some literally some cup of noodles.
Oh,
Like
wow.
after that, and I was like, my body was like, oh my God, I can digest this. So that was like the only thing, universal thing that I can eat that my body was familiar with
Oh my
from a
God.
grocery store.
Oh my
And it took me
God.
about a week or 2 weeks, Renee, to like get over that.
That's
So
like a big deal. So yeah, I'm sure you're probably like, okay, I'm glad I'm back in America. Here's my kale chips. Here's my food.
here's my kale chips. I'm gonna keep it moving and even here, like I don't eat a lot of beef, during the week. It's
Yep.
like, it's just
Yeah. What else do you like to eat besides the chicken? I mean, because we do the chicken. I try to get the kids to do more fish because of the omega oils and the protein in the fish. But what else do you like to do too?
I do a codfish. I take a
yeah.
cod. I'm a big broiler. I love broiling.
I
I
like
love
broiling.
baking because I like to get the crisp with the flavor.
Yeah. You're like
So
you crunchy like me.
yeah, I like it crunchy. So I'll get a cod and again I'll pump it up to broil. A little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and then I'll grill that up. And then I get black beans, which I
Oh,
love.
I love black beans too. I
I
get like
get
the
black
small.
beans or
Yes.
red beans.
Wait a minute, I got the same one. Hey, look, I just saw this. I have my black beans for, and
Yeah.
I was like, I saw them and I was like, ooh, maybe we could do our little fajita night or something fun. Like, and I get these flat wraps. I don't even know where they are. They're probably in the refrigerator. No, here they are. They're with a flaxseed, Ricky. These are so yummy. It's the flatbread, but it's got the here. Let me see. This is the last wrapper, but it's got the There you go. It's
Oh, those are
It's long
good.
wraps. It's the multi-grain, but it's got the flaxseed in it. And they say something about the flaxseed oil or something is supposed to be good for the
Black seed.
digestive system too. So
Yeah, flaxseed's really good for you.
the kids love it, and I just like wrap everything up in there. So sometimes I'll do like, oh, let's do the black beans, and I'll do the ground turkey instead of beef. Do you know what I mean? Put the beans in there with the ground turkey and then lettuce and spinach. I'll chop up the spinach really tiny, the raw, and roll it up and be like, here, kids, and put some, of course, then we have some kind of hot sauce or something fun, like some kind of salsa that's has a little kick in it. But, just so they can have fun with it. But, I always try to think outside of the box of, okay, if we're going to have fun and crunch, but it still has to be healthy for them.
It still has to be healthy, and there's a way to do all of those dishes, because I'm doing a little spin on some Mexican tonight.
Oh, cute.
I've got my avocado here as well.
Yummy.
So for me, I just like to have a plate full of healthy elements.
We should have been recording this. Like, what day? What professional performing artists eat? Seriously, and what they cook. This could have been a whole another segment.
And it's all about cooking and having leftovers and just, keeping it moving. It keeps you from eating stuff that you don't need, which is why kale chips are the bomb. Because when you want to crunch, eat, 5 handfuls of those and you're done.
Oh my God, I can't wait to make some. I'm gonna be making some tomorrow. I'm serious. I just bought a whole thing of kale yesterday going, oh, I'm gonna put it in my smoothie. Forget that. They're gonna be crunchy.
Girl, please send me a text when you say you're going to freak out when you eat those things. They're so tasty.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I hope I do it right, Ricky. What did you say, 425, bacon?
Yeah, wait, let me see what mine is on. Yep. 425, and then if you don't have parchment paper,
Right.
you can just do it on a regular sheet, but the parchment paper gives it more crisp and it
Oh.
keeps it from sticking.
Oh, okay, because I just have like my baking sheets. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? I did it with baking sheets when I first didn't have it, but they call for parchment paper on Google, and now I know why they do say it's better.
So I have to get parchment paper tomorrow.
Girl, I went to the dollar store. It was like 99 cents. I got some parchment paper.
Hello.
And it literally makes the batches. I got 2 bunches of kale here, so I make it in bulk.
Okay, so when you make it in bulk, like when you don't eat the rest, what do you do? Just refrigerate it or put it in
No.
a Ziploc?
Put it in a Ziploc bag, or I keep mine in a big bowl, and then I cover it with foil, and I leave it. Don't put it in the fridge. So leave it out so that it keeps its crunch.
Okay.
If you put it in the fridge, it'll get soft.
Oh yeah, no. I want it crunchy.
Yeah, because the kale is so sturdy that it still has moisture even with it fully baked. But if it gets cold, it'll be like, "Ooh, I'm moist," and it'll get moist again.
No, we don't. And then I'll have to blend it or do something else with it. No.
You'll have to do something with it. So yeah, olive oil, salt and pepper. Scrunch it around, get it like all messy in the kale. Put it on the parchment paper, bake it, and just let it get crispy.
No way. That's crazy.
Good.
I would have never thought of that. Because I just bought some and I'm like, okay, I'll drink the kale. And then you're like, no, Charles, cook it and crunch it. Bam! And cooking with Ricky, cook and crunch.
This was a total talk show. We just had a little 15-minute talk show.
Yeah, that was so cute. You'd be like, cooking with Ricky in New York. Okay, cook and crunch. And then do some crunches while you eating your kale crunch. And that could be like a whole segment. Crunching and crunking with Ricky. Something like that.
Crumping,
crunching,
and cooking.
Exactly, something. Well, I love you, boo. I'm gonna let you go and get started with the rest of your night.
Thanks, Nene. I love you too, sister.
Thank you so much for us being able to share. I know it took us a couple hours, but you know what? This is